Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. Hope everybody is well. It is Wednesday and we are slowly approaching the bank holiday and hopefully the end of the summer weather. I just wanted to stop by to show you something that I made with the littles yesterday. I don't know if you're aware that Bank Holiday Monday sees the release of a new Muppets movie. An actual new Muppets movie. I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love the Muppets. I'm just going to double check the date because I'm pretty sure it's Bank Holiday Monday. Yes, the 27th is when the movie comes out, Bank Holiday Monday. And it is an adult movie. It is R-rated, so that means when you go and watch it at the cinema, there won't be any kids there. Because, much as we love kids, they can, drive us to distraction a little bit sometimes. But yeah, there you go. So Monday, there's a new Muppets movie coming out. And even more exciting than there being a new Muppets movie geared towards adults, it's got Melissa McCarthy in it. What's not to love? I don't know anybody who doesn't like Melissa McCarthy. If you don't like Melissa McCarthy, please don't tell me because I still love you. And if I don't know that about you, I can continue to love you. Anyway, because of the Muppets movie and just because, I decided that yesterday the kids and I were going to make our very own Muppets. Now, let me show you mine because he's actually fully finished and I'm so excited about him. Okay. Look at this fella. This is my Muppet. He doesn't currently have a name, but he is clearly a prince of some sort. And judging by... Oh, one of his eyes is stuck. Judging by his eyebrows, he's a bit of a concerned prince. Yeah? I made him yesterday and I've literally just finished him this morning. So I could come on and show you. Sorry, I think he's so cute and he just really makes me laugh. So yeah, this is what we're doing in celebration of the Muppets movie coming out on Friday. Little do the kids know they can't watch it. As you can see, I'm actually covered in paint and glue. What's new, huh? So yeah, this is what we've been making, our own little Muppets. And let me show you just how unbelievably easy this is. And I know I say this all the time. I make these crafts specifically so that anyone who thinks they don't have any crafting skills can make them. Okay, so what do you need? You need a sponge. This is basically what your face is going to be made from, as you can see. Yeah? So you want to cut the sponge at some point. It depends how big you want your face, really. You'll want a second sponge as well. I don't think you need an extra sponge for every face because, so we bought 6 yesterday and we've used up 4. So you'll need 1 sponge per Muppet and then 1 extra sponge for all the spare parts. So what we did was we took our second sponge and we cut out bits and pieces. So we have here some ears. Okay. And now what I did before I got to fixing all of this, I just used some dress pins to pin them in place so I could see them and then play around with them. Now, if you're doing this with kids, I'm not saying you have to do it with kids. I was going to do this for myself anyway. But if you are doing this with children, just obviously make sure you do the pinning, or, if you have one who's slightly older who wants to do the pinning, just supervise them quite closely because you don't want to end up with pricked fingers. Okay, so we have some ears here. You can stick them on the top, you can stick them at the sides. You don't have to have any ears if you don't want to. And then you want to cut out some shapes for facial features. So you can do, so we've got a triangle nose here, we've got like a rectangle nose, just a random shape. And you can stick that on however you like. I'm going to make this one protrude from his face, just to show you. Okay. So this one, as you can see, it sticks, it's like a beak almost, yeah? And then you want to glue all of your pieces down with Yoo-hoo glue. Now you all know Yoo-hoo if you've watched my videos before. It's the yellow tube, and it's really, really good glue. Again, please make sure the adult does the gluing because Yoo-hoo glue is quite strong. So you want to glue all of those in place and put the pins back to hold them whilst they dry. Okay, and then when you're finished, you want to mount your whole piece onto some scrap cardboard. So don't forget you'll be cutting across here for the mouth, and then you mount it all on some cardboard, and again, pin the pieces in place after you've put the Yoo-hoo glue in. Now, you want your cardboard to be bigger than your actual sponge. You only need a couple of inches, depending on how big you want your mouth to open. So if I just show you here, so this one is little ones. So as you can see, it's glued onto some cardboard, and when you open it, so this is how big his mouth is. So she wanted her lower jaw to be quite small in comparison to mine, which is sort of like a third maybe of my Muppet. Hers is quite small, and big one made, so she has sort of a half and half kind of face. And as you can see, she's actually used part of an egg carton for her nose, and that means his eyes are also included. And again, we just pinned this all in place and used Yoo-hoo glue to dry them. Today, the littles are going to paint theirs. We're heading off out this morning, but this afternoon we're going to have a nice quiet crafternoon and paint them. But yeah, let your imagination run wild in regards to how you want to shape them. And then what I did for mine, again, if I just bring him back, I did a base layer first of acrylic paint. Now, the reason I used acrylic paint is because it dries quite hard. You can't tell from the video, but if you can hear that, yeah, it's got like a sort of crusty layer on it, I suppose. And the reason I did that is because then I could put any other colour on top and it's not going to absorb too much into the sponge. So if you want to speed up the drying process, just get a hairdryer. So put your layer of paint on and then blow dry it. You'll also want to eventually cut around. So as you can see, these have still got the whole cardboard mount. You'll eventually want to cut around it. And then you stick on, for example, eyes. I've got eyebrows here, and we've got a little touch of lipstick. And I've also painted the inside of his mouth. I might do a tongue. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, again, the possibilities are endless. The only limit is your imagination. Once he or she, once they are all painted up and dry, you'll want to add some little straps to the back here. Okay, so I made sure this cardboard was a bit flexible by rolling it over the edge of a table. And if I could just show you what I mean by that. So we got the edge of the table here and we just rolled it like this. Yeah. And so what that does is just makes your cardboard a bit less stiff, if that makes sense. And then once we'd rolled it, we positioned the mouth so that it closed, and then pinched the back so that you've got a lower jaw bit and an upper jaw bit, okay? Now, what you need to do, so I've always been, sorry, I've got something in my eye. I've always been quite interested in puppets, and, you know, I I've done a lot of stuff to learn how to control a puppet properly. And a lot of people, when they use puppets, they tend to sort of move both parts of the puppet. And so, the top of the head and the bottom move at the same time. Now, when people talk, your bottom jaw is all that actually moves. So, you can see just my bottom jaw, the whole top of my head stays still. So you don't actually want the top of your Muppet head to be moving. Now, this is called flipping the lid. You don't want to be flipping the lid when your Muppet is talking. There's a way to do this with sock puppets, but if you want to do it with your Muppet, so you want a strap across the back here, so it's just a strip of cardboard with a loop in the middle, enough to stick your middle finger through, okay, so just your middle finger, because you want your other fingers to just push against it, just like that, and then you want to strap underneath. So if you can see where that strap is positioned, underneath the bit that's going to open, so the bottom jaw. So you don't want it here, you want it here, okay? And then if you look, if I can just sort of turn around and show you, if you hold it like this, yeah? So there's still a little bit of movement on the top, but there's not so much movement now, and most of your movement comes from the bottom. Okay, so that's how you control him, or her, or them, however you want to identify your Muppets. That's how you control them. And what we are hoping to do eventually is to create a body. We're going to maybe go to the fabric shop at some point, maybe when the weather starts turning, and we're going to get some fabric and create a body for them too. These are really good fun to make. They're so cute. I mean, look at him. Look at how funny he is. He makes me laugh so much. So yeah, it kind of looks like the weather's starting to turn a little bit, and so maybe this is a really good rainy day craft. It is coming up to bank holiday, and bank holidays are typically renowned for being rainy days. And I have a feeling that this one actually will be, okay? And you can make your own Muppets, and maybe even make your own Muppet show. And then grown-ups, get a babysitter in and go and see the movie. You know you want to. You know you want to. I love anything by the Jim Henson Company, especially the Muppets. So yeah, there you have it. Your very own little Muppet. Okay, so I know these ones don't look quite as they should just yet. That's because they don't have any of their bits painted. But literally, it is so simple. Just a little bath sponge and an extra one for features. And you can play around to your heart's content. Just pin them in place with dress pins. Just be so careful, because the amount of times I've pricked my finger, honestly. Yeah, there you go. Do let me know if you try these, because I would love to see a whole range of Muppets inspired by Nanny Kimbo. And, have fun. Don't forget to go and see the movie on Monday. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you again really soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.